Praveen, if you want to stay happy, stay in the moment. Don't think about the past. Don't think about the future. Want to stay happy? Stay in the moment. I've been listening this since last so many years. In fact, there's a study, and based upon this study, there's a TEDx talk also. They observed more than 15,000 people across 80 countries, and they found that people who stay in the moment are much happier than those who don't. Those who think about future and past always. But my question to you is, how to stay in the moment? What do you mean by staying in the moment? Few months ago, I got the answer to this question. And I have been practicing this in the last few months. Got some good benefits. And as a storyteller, whenever I learn something and get some benefits, it becomes my responsibility to share with you. So let me share with you how I'm practicing staying in the moment. Now let me use this story which recently happened with me to put things in perspective. Imagine for a moment that you are traveling in a train and you are hungry and you have nothing to eat in your bag, and then you see your co-passenger opening tiffin, homemade parathas, and you love parathas. What will be the first thought in your mind? Can I get one? Will you implement that thought? Will you ask for that paratha? The chances are very less. Why? Because your first thought will be killed by subsequent thoughts. Like, what if I ask and he says no in front of everyone? What others will think? What if he just ignores me? What? I remember last time I saw someone asking something like this, and that person said, please aage badho. Now, if you observe all the second, third, fourth thoughts, they all are infected by either past or future. These are just assumptions. But your first thought was natural. Your first thought was actually representing that moment. Whenever we implement our first thought, we are actually living in that moment. Your first thought is always pure. It is never affected by or infected by or influenced by past and future. It's always about that moment. When I realized that, I started implementing first thought in my mind. In all the situations in my life, I try my best to implement the very first thought. And I did that in that train. I looked at him and said, excuse me, your parathas are looking very tempting. I can't resist. Can you share one with me? And you know what? I ate 2 parathas that day. And we were friends, we were talking to each other the whole journey. When I started implementing first thought in my life, I got some amazing benefits. Let me share one more. I share very special relationship with my father. My father is very strict. I'm not saying my father was strict. My father is strict. And since childhood, of course we love, we respect. But there's always a distance between me and my father. I never hugged him. I don't remember I shaking my hand with my father. Now, I'm not saying I'm the only person in India like that. I have seen many father and son relationships like this, especially in this country. Last time, I remember when I went to Nasik where my parents stay, when I'm coming back, the first thought came in my mind when my father was standing on the road and just to say bye to me. The first thought came in my mind was, I should hug him. And I implemented that first thought. You know what? In 38 years, that was the first time I hugged my dad. It was an emotional moment. I don't know why, but it was an emotional moment for both of us. Possible only because I implemented the first thought. Now every time we meet, okay, we don't hug every time, but no, we shake hands. I remember I pat on his shoulder, okay dad, bye, take care. Our relationship has slightly changed because I decided to implement that first thought. I got many benefits by implementing first thought. If you see my latest TEDx talk, I got a standing ovation in the middle of the talk just because I decided to implement that first thought in my mind. The light was really bothering me and the sunglasses was in my pocket. I decided to wear those sunglasses on the TEDx stage. I implemented the first thought. Implementing first thought will always help you to stay in the moment, to stay in the present. And it's proven now that if you stay in the present, it will help you to stay happy. Try to stay in the moment. try to implement that first thought in your life. Maybe there's some sorry spending just because you're not implementing that first thought. Maybe there's some thank you spending because you're not implementing that first thought. Maybe some hugs are pending because you're not implementing that first thought. And start practicing from now. Write down what is the first thought coming in your mind after watching this video. Put in the comments. If you want to share my video, if that is the first thought, share my video, but implement the first thought. That is the answer to my question. How to stay in the moment? Implement the very first thought coming in your mind. Easiest way to stay in the moment. This is Praveen Madalkar signing out. Until we meet again with a new story.